Hey, it's Mr. Johns. Welcome back to this edition of Red Dead Redemption 2. I know the game came out several years ago. It just barely missed winning Game of the Year for 2018. God of War beat it out just by a little bit. But it did win Best Storyline, Best Music, Best Main Character. Um, I don't remember if there was a best graphics, but it should have. It is a beautiful game. You feel like you're there. When I wake up in the morning to play this game, I feel like I'm a cowboy waking up ready to start my day. And that's really how a good game should make you feel. So I think it's a little early for me to say. I've only been playing this for about a week, but I think it's the best game ever. Ever. Ever developed. It beats all the other games I've ever played in so many ways. There are just amazing locations. You feel like you're in the prairie, or you feel like you're in the bayou. Last night I played around in an area that kind of felt like maybe Louisiana. It was swampy. There were alligators, bugs in the air. The people there were unique. It just felt like you were down south in the thick bayou, and uh, and then you're up in the mountains and in the snow, and you're 3 feet, 5 feet deep, and you're trudging through the snow. It's just crazy how this one world can be so different. So as a game, it would be a top hunting game if all you did was hunt. You bring up the map, and let's take a look at the entire place. Now, I haven't been to the entire place, but this is what I've opened up so far, and there's a whole bunch more. I guess not a whole bunch more. I'm close, but it's big, and you feel like it's big. You can hop on a train and ride from town to town that way, or you can walk, you can ride your horse. But everything is so real. You have to feed your horse, brush your horse, water your horse, rest your horse. Same thing with yourself. If you don't take care of yourself, um, your health goes down and you have no stamina. So it's in that aspect, it's super realistic. So what I was saying about hunting was, if you are in an area, up in the mountains, let's say, and you wanted to hunt elk or deer or bear, you can. If you're down in the swampy bayou area, there's alligators and certain birds and other creatures that you'll only find there. So, as a hunting game, if that's what you were into, and you wanted to hunt every animal possible in this game, this would keep you busy for a long, long time. If you wanted to just be a bad guy and play the part of a bad guy and hunt and kill and rob and burn and all that stuff, you certainly could. Um, if you just wanted to explore and your goal was 100% completion on exploring the map, you can do that. And the thing that I find super interesting about this game is that I would have honestly just played the mission. Oh, there's another thing. If you just want to finish 100% completion on missions, which is what 90% of people probably do, you would go through the storyline on missions. So let me bring up the menu again. There's a progress here, and you can see story. I'm 20% through the story. The compendium, which means the animals, kind of an encyclopedia of the animals that I've found, and equipment, and fish, and gangs, and plants, and horses, and weapons, and these thing called cigarette cards. So when you buy a pack of cigarettes, I guess, never done that, don't know, but maybe that this is a real thing. There'd be a collectible card in the cigarette pack, and these are all over the place. I don't. The only reason I would have known these were even a thing was this page here that shows, oh, there's 144 of these cigarette cards scattered around, and plants to discover, fish, all this other stuff. Wow, okay, you can discover all these things. Um, so that gives you kind of an exploration goal. There's also challenges. These challenges include things like being a bad guy, and I just struggle with that. I have 0 of 10 of those. Break the law in as many ways as you can. I'll get to that. I'll probably get to that later. Exploring, following clues on treasure maps, explore the wilderness looking for hidden treasure. So it's as a treasure finding, a treasure hunting game. This game would be fun just for that. Gambler, I don't think that's probably enough. Well, it might. There's, I think, 5 games you can play: poker, blackjack, dominoes, and five finger. I think that's only 4. Poker, blackjack, dominoes, and five finger fillet or fillet. I don't know. 4. I'm not much of a gambler or card player, but you sit down in a bar at a casino and you can gamble. Not with real money, but you can gamble. So maybe as a gambling game, this would be enough. I don't know. Herbalist, I don't know what that is. Horseman, break every horse breed. Hunt animals from horseback and ride quickly between towns. Develop the bond between you and your horse. Break every horse breed. And some of these are wild horses that you have to break. Master hunter, there's the hunting. Use your bow, hunting knife. Gather pristine animal pelts. If you just blast them and you miss and you keep shooting, it'll destroy the pelt and it won't be worth very much. And so you have to be a good aim. So track animals and take on a variety of predators, and there's scents that you can use, and there's different strategies for every animal. Sharpshooter, prove your accuracy by shooting flying birds, mastering deadeye, using scoped weapons. Survivalist, I don't even know what that is yet. And a weapons expert, so use dynamite, 5 bottles, throwing weapons, knives. Develop your skills against enemies and wild animals. So there are so many things to keep you interested and busy just in the game. And I think I've shown you this before, but let me toggle over. If I wouldn't have looked up 100% completion Red Dead Redemption 2, I wouldn't have found this website, rdr2map.com. And it's something that shows you everything there is to find in the game. And I've added a few, actually. They were missing a few. So it's a community website. You can suggest things. So I found a card this morning, a cigarette card that wasn't on this map. So I just put it there and I clicked suggest. And then whoever's in charge of this site will either approve or disapprove. I assume they'll go and see if they find it as well. So here we are 3 years later, and I'm finding things that other people haven't found. Well, that's really cool. So that means there's more to this game than most people know, that many people know. So there are all kinds of categories. So over here on the left, I can click hide all. If I just want to see, now why are those open? Oh, those are my suggestions maybe, because they're not really in a category. I found 3. I guess. And so, yeah, my suggestion. Your suggestion will automatically be removed from the map once the mods have reviewed it. So in the last couple of days, I found 3 different things that were not found. That's fun. That's fun to be able to add to that. So, but here's the entire map of the game. It repeats. I don't know why it repeats on this website. I have no idea why. That's a thing. But so I mean, if you zoom in, way in, this is a huge area. Even if you zoom in, this is like an entire mountain range right here. And so you zoom out, now you can see how just massive this place is. And so if you show all, it's just overwhelming. But I was looking for a game to do for completion and finding things. I didn't want to just play the missions. And I found the right game. So let's say you're just looking for dinosaur bones. There they are. That's dinosaur bones that have not been discovered before. That's part of the game. Here's dream catchers, like Native American dream catchers that are hanging from trees. Interesting that they're only on this side of the whatever this is, country, state, I don't know what it is, territory probably, and not down here. cigarette cards. There were what, 114, I think there were. And so when you find one, you can right click and it'll be marked as found, or you can left click and then read information about it and then mark it as found. So now I have not found that, so I'll leave that bright blue. So you can see some of the ones that I've found around this whole area I cleared, but there's so many more that I haven't cleared. And that's just one category. That's just cigarette cards. Super cool. Just so much. Treasure maps. There's a bunch of treasure maps you have to find. Um, um, and then just if you're looking for, let's say, a post office, this will show you where all the post offices are, and you can see the ones I've found and the ones I haven't found. Now, post offices are important because as much as I try to be a good guy, you have to be a bad guy in this game. You're part of a gang that robs things, and they're desperate for money. And I struggled with that when I first started the game. I just didn't want to be a bad guy. That's not my thing. That's not my character. I don't necessarily enjoy blowing people away as much as maybe some gamers do, but you have to in this game. It's a game, right? So you're robbing trains, you're holding up stagecoaches, and things go wrong, and you end up shooting people. Most of the time, I would make mistakes, and I noticed that on my controller. I mostly play racing games like Forza, and so the throttle is R2 on my PlayStation controller, and on in Red Dead, that's shoot the gun. So there was several times I shot my partner in the butt, or shot his horse, or I accidentally I thought I was getting my horse to get up and go, and I would fire the gun. If you just fire the gun in town, people are on you. So I've made a lot of mistakes, which has become part of my character. So I'm building this as part of the story. My character, Arthur Morgan, he wants to be a good guy, but he's living this rough Wild West life, and he just has a hard time kind of breaking out of it. Um, and that's what happens in the game as I get in a situation that I just can't get out of, and I end up shooting everybody. And then, so my point about the post office is, which is great, um, if you can get to a post office before the bounty hunters and sheriffs and other people find you and kill you, you can pay off your bounty. So the more terrible it is, if you murder a bunch of people, it's going to be a couple $100. If you have enough money, you can go to a post office and pay that, and then it goes away. You're like actually not wanted anymore. I spend a lot of my time going to post offices to pay off my bounty. I don't want to play the game with everybody chasing me. Now, I think some people might find that really interesting, that everywhere you go, people are looking at you and trying to get you. And that might be a fun way to play it, if I go through it again, maybe. Just be as bad as you can be, which, by the way, is one of the other challenges. Right now, I'm kind of right in the middle, maybe a little bit more on the good, on a scale of good to evil. I'm probably in the middle, but a little more towards good. Um, but there is a challenge in the game that you have to be like 100% good or 100% bad. So I don't know if I can get 100% completion without doing that. I'm not really sure, but at some point I'm gonna have to turn. I'm gonna have to turn evil and just do everything bad. So that's just the way it is. So fantastic game. And so how I use this this website is I click on the games map, and I basically compare the two maps. And so if I'm like right now, I'm right here in Southfield Flats, and I will compare it to this and see, okay, Southfield Flats, that's where I am, and I'll turn on everything. Like, while I'm here, what can I do? And so I just went into this little house, and there was a pretty nasty murder. Everybody was dead. It was a pretty bloody scene, but I found some things in the house, and then a gun in the backyard. And then while I'm riding through this area, this one's just a campfire. All I have to do is find it. That's easy. Over here is a treasure. but it says online. So over here, I make sure I turn off anything that's, there's a version of Red Dead Redemption 2 that's just online, which I'm not interested in. So I make sure I turn that off, and so I don't want to find anything on the map that's just for that. Over here is a coin, and when it says cycle 2, this is a whole nother thing about the game. If you look down on this list, there's somebody I'm going to find. She sounds like a gypsy named Madame Nazar, and she, I don't know what's, there's all these different items that she knows about, and she has like tarot cups and cards and wands, and these things show up on a cycle every day. I guess it says every 6 days. I'm not sure what day they skip, maybe Sunday, but every 24 hours they move. Completely different. So you have to figure out what cycle, and if you think you know, today's January 16th, and it says you can vote for today's cycles. So you can go through, if you have found where some things are, they're all different, you can vote and see what people, so far, it looks like people are voting on these numbers here, which might help you figure out where things are. So if you see something that's like, okay, a random coin, cycle 2. Coins, people are saying today is cycle 2. So technically, that coin should be there. Should we find out? Maybe that's something we should do. We should go find out. So I'll show you what I do is I don't want to drop a marker there. Let's delete that. I want to, let's make sure I'm in the right screen with 2 monitors. Okay, so no, I don't want a marker. Delete. So let's see here. I want to go to, let's see if I can back out of this. No. Sorry, not sure why it's not letting me. Oh, because this is an interactive map. Oh, okay, so that's why. I think doing things a little bit differently because I'm recording. So here we go. I'm back in the game. This is what I'm looking for. Boy, that was crazy. So I just compare map to map. If that person was accurate who put that here, I click waypoint, and that's going to tell me that if I go here, and today looks like cycle 2, so this is just an exploration thing, that there might be a coin for me to find. And so I'm following the red line, and that is, I don't really have to. I could probably go this way and do a shortcut. It looks like it goes this way anyway. It gives you the shortest route by path. But if you're on a horse, you could certainly just cruise through the countryside. And this is not very far away. So, okay, it might be under this bridge. So just if you like to explore and try to find things, I'm going to go ahead and get off my horse. And let's go ahead and check it out. If I were, hiding a coin, this is probably exactly where I would hide it. Now, how am I going to find a coin in such a overgrown place? It should stand out. I'm not even sure if this really is cycle 2. People have, it's not because they found this coin. There must have been other things. I've not found anything on her list so far. The cycles have always been off, and I've just decided to put them off until later. So I am just kind of, maybe it's on the track. Sometimes people put coins on a railroad track, right? That's kind of an old thing. I've done it before. You put a penny on a railroad track, and or pennies, and after the train goes by, the pennies are squished. They're pretty cool. So I don't see any pennies on the track at all. And it's such a small thing, but you think it would be shiny or something. They'd make it stand out. So that's probably where it would have been. I think to be visible, it would be on the track. And because that's actually kind of a thing. Not really a coin under a bridge. I mean, hello, I slipped. It's possible, but I just don't think so. So before giving up on it, what I would do then is, and I'll drag this back over, I would just look at this map again a little closer just to see. Okay, it looks like it's just south of that dot, that white dot, and it looks like it's on the track. I mean, it really does look like it's on the track. So, or under, according to that map. So, right by the dot. So I'm putting my person right where. That's kind of right where the. If it was that accurate when whoever put that there should be a coin right here, and it could have been. It could be anywhere, right? But it's either under the bridge or it's on the bridge. So something, usually something will pop up and it'll say inspect. If there's something to be seen, and it's not doing that. So I don't think the coin is here. So see, so I would vote that it's not, although I don't know what else I would vote. I don't know what the cycle would be. So I guess it's when you find something. Now I'm going to look on the side. I didn't look. I was just looking on the rail. So I'm going to look along the, because this is about where right in here was about on the map. If I look top view, maybe I can see something shiny. This is about where it should be. But I think it's not here today. That'd be my guess. That's too bad, unless I'm just so then the third thing is, which I don't like to do, but on occasion, what I also do is open up a browser and a new tab and type in and see if anybody else has found it. And so let's see, where exactly was this? I need to know that. Southfield Flats coin. So if I just type that in, I'll show you how I do it. Hello, let me get all these screens. Open, close, pause, whatever. So, okay, let's just drag another tab over. So, Red Dead 2 coin near Southfield Flats. I think that's what's Flats. All right. So other people have found, for last 3 years, people have been doing this. So I'm not a huge fan of cheating, but if I'm trying to find everything, that's my goal. You do a little bit of research. I was hoping I'd find a map. Maybe that's what this is. All coins, coin placement pattern 1. See, so there's different patterns where they move. So these people have figured out, like on each cycle, where the coins are. And I don't really need to know all that information, but coin pattern 2 is this one. And well, it doesn't get any bigger than that. That's not helpful at all. I was hoping maybe to find like a screenshot. So I'll check images and just to see if maybe someone took a screenshot of finding. So I'm looking for train trestle. Don't see it. So, that's about as far as I go. And I will give up on that. I'll come back later. Not all that stubborn on that kind of thing. So anyway, if you get a chance to play this game, I still highly recommend it. And I think it's the best game ever created, not just the game of the year. I would argue that it's the best game made, and worth playing, worth picking up, and whatever you're into, it has something for you. So give it a shot, and I'm going to go back and do some missions. So for now, Mr. Johns is out.